Okay, I've been waiting most of May to make this. So this is my take on how an episode of Fanboy and Chum Chum would go if it was an episode about Pride. So after the intro ends, it shows Kyle walking around somewhere. He's wearing a rainbow cape and a trans bracelet. While he's walking, Fanboy and Chum Chum suddenly appear out of nowhere and startle him. Fanboy says something like, "Hey Kyle, what are you up to? What's with this silly attire? Are you performing at a carnival?" And Chum Chum says something like, "Ooh, show us one of your tricks then." And Kyle interrupts and says, "I'm not going to a carnival, you boobs. I'm going to a Pride festival." And Fanboy would probably confuse it for a festival where people who are so full of themselves would hang out. I don't know what he would say. But Kyle would correct him and be all like, "No, it's an LGBT plus Pride festival." And Fanboy would be all like, "What?" Kyle would raise an eyebrow at him and would say, "You do know what LGBT plus means, right?" And they would stare at him confusedly. Kyle would sigh and begin to explain what the LGBT plus community is. He explains that he is a gay trans boy, and would start to show pictures of himself before his transition, and then comment that his transition was more successful because of his magic, and then would begin to talk about a club he was in. "Back at Milkweed, I used to be part of the GSA club. Oh, how much fun it was! We would make rainbows and change their colors into different LGBT flags. I most commonly made the non-binary and ace one." After he explains what the LGBT community is, Fanboy and Chum Chum's eyes widen and they get excited. They compliment Kyle and follow him to the festival. When they arrive, Fanboy and Chum Chum stare in awe at all the stands and people there. Before they start to run around, Kyle tells them not to say anything rude. They run around the festival all excited. As they stop to explore one of the stands, they hear, "Well, well, look who it is." They both get scared and turn around. Boog is seen looming over them and rubbing his fists together. He's wearing a wristband that has the pansexual flag colors on it. He says something like how he's going to take pride bopping them. But then Lenny walks up to him and tells him that he probably shouldn't because, it might be seen as a hate crime and he might get in a lot of trouble. Boog glares at him, but then lowers his wrists. Fanboy stops freaking out and notices the wristband Boog has on. He asks him about it, and Boog starts to explain that he's a pansexual. Fanboy interrupts and asks, "Oh, so you used to be a girl as well?" Confusing pan for trans. Boog says, "No, what? Am I wearing a blue, pink, and white flag? No, I'm a cis guy." Starts to explain that he has no preference for anyone except Chimp Chomp, and that Chimp Chomp is a rare occasion. Let's be real, he totally is in love with Chimp Chomp. After Boog explains himself, Fanboy asks Lenny about his orientation. Lenny explains that he was never really into girls. After that situation, Fanboy and Chum Chum basically just go around the festival asking people they know about their orientations and just having a bunch of fun. There would be a joke about how Poopatine is into robots and objects. After all that, they sit by a tree and try to figure themselves out. Fanboy tells Chum Chum that he always felt attracted to both genders, he just didn't know what was going on or how to explain it. And Chum Chum tells Fanboy they never really felt anything for girls and always felt more comfortable around boys. Fanboy grabs Chum Chum by the cheeks, and then there's some exciting scene where they're all he's all "Oh, we need to do something about this. We need to become our true selves. We have to do this, Chum Chum. We have to tell everybody about who we really are now." And then there's a small montage of them getting changed, but it's just basically them changing their flags, but it's supposed to be seen as epic. Fanboy puts on a bi flag, and Chum Chum puts on a lesbian flag because he confused the word lesbian for homosexual, and he thought that the cape, the flag matched his outfit because of the orange in it. After that, the people who appeared before would just be standing near each other, not really talking to each other or anything, just be standing kind of close to each other. And then there'd be a mist of smoke, and then Fanboy and Chum Chum would stand out, and they'd be we must introduce our real selves now. And then after that, I don't really know what would happen. Maybe Mantarctica would appear, or Sigmund would appear and make fun of Kyle or something. Not not in a transphobic way, just be all "Haha, look at me, I'm famous here." And then he'd be "Oh wow." And that's just it. I can't really think of anything else for this. Happy Pride, everyone. Stay safe.